Good morning or afternoon or evening, everybody. Yes, here I am. Today's video is going to be some tips on how to be safe and some tips about being courteous in your rooms. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over. And yes, here I am. Hello, everybody. Yes, this is Saturday here, so it is the 23rd. I will be leaving in 2 days, going back to Bangkok. Had a great time here. Nothing like exciting, didn't hit any of the temples or anything. I have done that in the past and I have done videos, so please scroll down into my links and you'll find videos from past years. And once again, please like and subscribe for me. Okay, let's get to it. First thing, as you know, this is the room that I had picked, okay, and I really like it here. The gentleman I rent from was really good. He put another TV in here, which is really, really nice. And there I am. And once again, when you're in a room, think of it as your house, okay? Don't make a mess and leave a mess. I mean, you don't do that in your house. I hope not. So I try to keep things neat and orderly. There are a few things that might help you, and I know these are going to be very silly, and I'm probably not going to get very few views on this, but let's just say for the sake of argument, you don't want to be doing your sheets, and you really don't want to be coming back after a night out partying and whatever, and laying down into a bed that's all sweaty and everything. So this is what I have come up with, and I'm just going to put this down here for a minute. You have spare towels wherever you go, and what I always do is, I'm not going to take the whole bed apart, but take a towel, okay, and I know this is silly, spread it down. If you don't want to take a shower, then all you have to do is just use this, and then you can just wash the towel, and obviously, you put it underneath the bedspread here, or duvet as it may be called. So that's the first thing. Sorry about my hands here, but anyway, you do that. When you come into these places, a lot of times you try to find some place that's got, a grocery store, 7-Eleven. And I have said this before, and the 7-Elevens here are extremely competitively priced, even with grocery stores. And there's a view, a little cloudy today, but this water, I was out already today walking along the beach. And so, once again, be safe, be clean. Look up, pick up after yourself. The gentleman I rent from, he'll make exceptions for me, and he'll reserve a room and not just give me whatever he has, because he knows I keep things neat and clean. You can go to 7-Eleven and things you can pick up. Again, things like toothpaste is inexpensive. Obviously I bring this with me, and just kind of keep things kind of straightened out a little bit. Anyway. That's just to be nice to people. One of the things that someone has asked me about is, being safe in your room as far as money or valuables, your passport, whatever. Okay. What I have found is find a place if you want. You can use a safe if there's one in the room. Now I've been in places where I will go over into the safe here. I have it open for illustration purposes. Yeah, how about that for a cool shirt? Anyway, and here's your safe, your typical safe. Make sure that when you come into any room you stay in, make sure that the safe is attached. I've been in rooms where they had a safe like this, and the safe was just laying on top. Well, that defeats the purpose. If someone were to get into your room while you were away, there goes everything in the safe. Also, these safes are not the most secure safes. These safes can be opened pretty easily. I mean, you take a magnet, and if you go onto YouTube, you can find videos where people open up safes with an earth magnet and just pop up the little pin or pop down the pin and then open up the safe. If you're the type that you're worried about something like that, and you want to find an alternate place to hide your valuables, okay, especially your cash, one of the things that I had found out about, and it won't work in this room, but if there's you have drapes, floor-to-ceiling drapes, okay, what you can do is you can take a binder clip, one of your big binder clips, tape the money to the inside of one of the folds of the curtain. It'll look just like the curtain is just sitting there, and you would have your valuables, especially like your, your spare cash and stuff. I'm probably going to regret this because now we'd have to change, but a lot of times, if you just be a little inventive, like you see along here, you've got this whole wall going across. Well, you don't want to be climbing up on a wall to hide it inside the little crevice up there. But like what I do, and for illustration purposes, I'm going to be jumping up on the bed, okay? Okay, here we go. We're up on top of the bed. Now, you can see here, this is a light, and it's a shelf, kind of, okay? If you're really worried, find a place, tuck it in there. Another area is, if you'll notice, you'll see that on top of there's like a little piece of paper, okay? There's a little bit of an indentation. I will sometimes hide my money and passports in there. And just to show you, first let me get down carefully. There you go, sorry about that. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, okay, and I'm gonna show you that if you look up here, there's my cash, okay? And then I just take some paper or whatever, throw it on top, okay? That's another idea, okay? And of course, there are all the old standbys in the back of a corner. It is always a good one. Another place which is usually pretty good, depending, and once again, it's a hide. Okay, if someone were to break in the house, they're gonna go through the drawers and whatever. They're not gonna pick up a nightstand. And most of your nightstands have got a foot. So if you were to basically lift this up, you could put your money under there. Okay, you don't want to do it under the mattress. That's kind of silly, but some people do that. But you find some place, and another place, and I can show you in Bangkok, is sometimes in the cabinet, or rice cooker. No one's going to take the rice cooker out if they get into your room. I have yet to have a problem with something like that. But some people have said, well, what happens if that? Well, let's just say empty box underneath there. Then I could be digging through all that kind of thing. Okay, so that's your couple of hints there for being safe and traveling. Also, make sure when you leave a room that you start from your furthest corner in the room when you leave, and just recheck everything. I know it's silly, okay? Oh, by the way, another area to hide something is underneath the garbage bag and the garbage can, but if anything leaks out of the garbage, it kind of makes it a mess. Anyway, start from one room, work your way out, okay, make sure you don't have anything, and then, even though you may or may not have gone through all the drawers, go through everything, make sure everything. In my case, I clean up, okay? I'm not leaving yet, but still. Just to be on the safe side and make sure that you don't leave anything behind. Now, this place that I'm staying at, which is Pattaya Beach Condo, Soy 13, the gentleman's really good, the housekeeper's very good. I'm really sure that if something would be left behind, they would tell me. People here are pretty nice and honest for the most part. So I wouldn't worry about that. And so I didn't want to make this a very long video, but once again, at the end of the night, if you've got a double lock, it doesn't take much just to be on the safe side. Okay. And once again, this unit here has got surveillance cameras throughout the entire complex, in the elevators, hallways. There's a security guard on staff 24/7. If anyone really wants to know a little bit more about this room and the condo, please feel free to leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But once again, the idea is always be safe, be considerate of someone else's house, and you'll have a great time. And once again, just don't leave stuff lying around. What if you left the door ajar, you didn't close it properly or something, someone got into your room, you don't want them to take everything. So I will end by saying to everybody that I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing fine. I would be more well rested if I hadn't been out till 2 a.m. in the morning, but that's another story for another time. and I hope everyone is well, and I will see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe for me, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.